Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. So every morning when I'm out walking, I wonder will I see the Milky Way? And so the Milky Way in dark sky perfection, the Milky Way, if there's absolutely zero light, you can see the Milky Way, and it travels just in front of the Big Dipper, the plow, and it travels in my sky, from north to south. And because there's a small amount of light pollution here, I can never quite see the Milky Way. I'm not sure. I go, oh, is that the Milky Way? And yesterday, one of you guys texted me to say that when I jump over my set of lights here, it's like I jump over the Milky Way. And I was like, yeah, I have a Milky Way. Oh, and then I forgot the sun salutation. How is it possible that I set an intention and then it's just gone? So we're back on again. We're back to the sun salutation. We're going to practice that today. So come sit first and then we shall move through. And great, come. Just leaping across galaxies, solar systems, entire universes, and my Milky Way. Aromatherapy. How beautiful. Just rubbing down through your arms, your legs. I really like the sense of presence in my legs when I rub my legs. I'm like, oh, legs. Back. Find a sense of presence, a sense of contact, a sense of feeling in your back as you do this. And then belly. Get a sense of belly, of contact, of feeling. Nice. And then we'll sit. So another practice in Glimmers is resources. So right now, as you sit here, where is your wellness? So find from the great dark sky of you, the vastness of all the different layers, this interoceptive sense of self, find things, places, parts of you, layers of you, sensations that feel well. And they're just tiny. It's like tiny specks of things. It's like, oh, my eyelids feel really nice closed. I love the feeling of my hair behind my ear. I feel the resting of my arm on the inside of my knee. Oh, my right bum feels really good on the floor. I love the feeling of these yoga pants. It's all these teeny, tiny things. Okay, tiny. How small can you make your glimmers? As I sit here and I feel into my glimmers, I'm feeling into all the pictures and all the texts that I'm getting at the moment. You're very responsive or interactive on this one. So come into your child's pose. And so I'm getting a lot of texts about people's glimmers, photographs of sunrises, snow, skiing, swims in the morning, comments on the nature of glimmer and the nature of light in the universe, the solar system, constellations. It's really quite epic where we're going with this, guys. So settle down into your child's pose and wiggle a bit further forward and then reach your arms forward. And so that feeling I had yesterday, that glimmers shared are glimmers expanded. So share your glimmers with the world, with me, with somebody in your life. So can we find the connection directions in this pose? So bring your hands back like 1 centimeter and then push and reach into your arms. So you're always trying to never be at the complete end of your range. You're just a little bit back from the end of range so you have power and connection. And then you're going to draw your sit bones and your pelvis back towards your feet. I have no idea what to call those things. So draw your sit bones back towards your feet and push a little bit into your hands or reach into your hands, or you can come up onto your fingertips and see if you can create a traction through your spine. And so that traction might be, walk your hands a bit further back. So draw your sit bones back and drop your chest down, or create a sense of movement or length or connection. Can you lean into the sense of the back of your rib cage? Nice. Come all the way up. Hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Pull back into your downward dog. And just find the connection directions here. So they're much more obvious here. So pushing down into your hands, draw your hips back. We were doing something similar. Pull your heels down, lengthen all the way up through your legs. Pull your ribs towards your torso. So rather than your back arching, can you lengthen your spine by tucking your ribs in and drawing your navel towards your spine just a little bit? It's not a forceful thing, it's just a sense of containment of the torso. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your arms, breathe into your legs, and find movement. My feet automatically begin to undulate in this movement. It's like they begin to rise and then drop, and somehow the pulsing into the calves, the pulsing into the backs of my legs really informs or teaches my legs how to lengthen. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor. Super. So from here, take your right hand, draw it under your left armpit, bring your right shoulder down to the floor. And so that feeling or that sense of, glimmers shared or glimmers expanded. So Margaret from America was texting to say that she had a practice in the morning and she was sharing her practice. And I was like, oh, that's right. I love doing that too. So now I've started doing that in the morning as well. And so we don't know how we inspire each other. So be inspired and share your inspiration. Shine bright. Getting quite epic this morning. Change sides. So bring your left shoulder down and just feel that through your body as we spiral. Nice. Come all the way up. Tuck your toes under, lengthen through your legs. And then drop your knees down. Cool. So rising up, step your right foot forward. Cool. So right hand, right knee. Bend your left elbow, reach up with your left hand really long and strong. So as you push your left knee down, you're reaching into your fingertips. Nice. Bring your left hand down to your right knee and then reach your right hand up, reaching up, lengthening up. As you bend your elbow, come into wing. So the nails of your fingers are resting at the side of your eye, and pull your elbow back deeply. Twist your chest towards the right. Nice. Reach your right hand forward, come into the chop, and come all the way forward. Your left hand is still resting on your knee, so your left hand is kind of in your armpit now. Reach your right hand forward, touch the floor. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor, lengthen your back leg, turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Right elbow, right knee. Pull your left elbow up towards the ceiling and dial in your twist. So thumb to the front of your shoulder. Pull your elbow high and then extend your arm up towards the ceiling. And breathe into your belly. Find that length from the front knee. So bend the front knee a little bit more, all the way into your back foot. Nice. Lower your left arm down to your thigh and then sweep your right hand up towards the ceiling. Whoop. Reverse triangle or reverse lunge. And as you reach up with your right hand, have a sense of reaching from the deep of your belly all the way into your fingertips. Nice. Windmill your arms down, both hands to the floor. Step back into your downward dog. Pull your heels back, settle back through the back of your legs. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor. Rising up, step your left foot forward. So somebody was saying yesterday, it was just brilliant, that they do a lot of these standing poses sitting in a chair. Some of them they go, oh, I could do that. And then some of them they do them in the chair. So if you're doing this in a chair, the chair is sitting underneath your left thigh and your bum is on the chair. And then your right knee is just falling off the front. Rather than you facing forward on your chair, you're sideways on your chair. And that way then the thigh, this length of your thigh here on the left is supported. So anytime you want to, sit on a chair and do these poses. And it's amazing the difference. You'll feel that you can find all the things that you need to in lengthening, but maybe some of the effort is taken out of it. So having a little bit of a moment here. Left hand to your knee, reach your right hand up. So always adapting, always learning and growing what it is that you do. Reach deeply up with your right hand as you lengthen. Nice. Right hand down to your left knee and then reach your left hand up, reaching long and strong up towards the ceiling. As you bend your left elbow, bring it into wing. So you pull your elbow back and you have that sense of your fingers to the side of your face and then lever a little bit with your hand on your knee, twist a bit deeper towards the left. Breathe into your belly. Nice. Chop forward. So reach that left hand as far forward as you can. Your right arm is going to end up in your armpit. Just feel that. Really compress into that thigh. Feel the balance. Super. Both hands to the floor. Lengthen your back leg. Turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Left elbow, left knee. Pull your right elbow up and then reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. So find the length from your knee all the way into the baby toe side of your foot. Expand into your chest. Nice. Drop your right hand down to your right thigh. Lift your left arm up. And again, if you were doing this in a chair, the chair would be underneath your left thigh. And like the back of the chair is just beside me here. So I have a sense of this area here is really supported. And then your back leg can be wherever it wants to be. Reaching up, breathing into your belly. Nice. Windmill your arms down. Step back into your downward dog. And so shrinking the goal means that you're able to turn up consistently, able to turn up and feel your body, connect to the practice, but find your range and the support you need. I think it's really important in life in general. What resources do you need to turn up and be present? Drop your knees to the floor. Come sit on the floor with your bum. So I've been doing this in the class, my in-person classes this week, and I'm really enjoying it. So cross your arms so that your left arm is in front of the right, and have your feet slightly wide. So there's maybe 2 feet between your, I think that's a funny instruction, 2 feet between your feet, 24 inches between your feet. Great. So arms are crossed, round your back. Try and draw your nose down to your belly button. And then arch your back. Keep holding onto the outside of your legs. Round your back. Elbows down to your thighs, maybe. And then arch your back. Lift through your chest. Nice. One more time. Round your back. Arch your back. You could do this in your chair, sitting on your chair with your hands holding onto the outside of your knees. Change the cross of your arms. Right arm on the outside. Round your back. Arch your back. Round your back. Arch your back. One more time. Round your back. Arch your back. Cool. So your right arm is in front of the left. Pull your right elbow back into wing. And then chop forward towards your left foot. Pull your right elbow back into wing. And then pull a little bit backwards even, like you're going to try and bring your wing to the floor behind you. And dive towards your left foot. Wing to the floor. And then dive towards the left foot. And feel it through your ribs. Like, how would you deeply express the sense of wing and squeeze and then lengthen? So I'm exaggerating the sense of the reach of my arm as the fulcrum or the impetus to create the most glorious feeling through the side of my ribs on the right. So elbow down to the floor behind you maybe, and then dive towards your left foot. Elbow down. And my hand on the outside of my right thigh is really creating like a pivot point or a fulcrum for movement. So it's creating stability. One more time. Pull your elbow down deeply towards the floor and then dive up and over. Yum. Great. Other side. So bring your left hand and really hold on to the outside of your leg. Pull your left elbow back into wing and then dive towards your right foot. And wing, you bring your nails to the side of your face. And then imagine that you can bring your wing to the floor behind you. Dive towards the right foot. And the whole time, I keep the angle of the baby finger high. So my thumb is towards the floor the whole time. And that creates this sense of the lengthening of the ribs up and over as I dive. And then that creates the lengthening up and back. So notice for me, I just noticed that as I go over towards my foot, I create length. And then I kind of just shorten and like retreat backwards. But can you create length in both directions? So length as you travel forward, and then a super amount of length as you travel backwards. Yeah, that feels very different. Length as you travel forward. Length as you travel backwards. Awesome. Cool. Hands to your thighs and roll like you're a skipping rope. Leaning into the deep of your belly, your ribs, your neck, the torso, and then in the other direction. So you can let your head be still, or you can let your head really exaggerate the movement into your neck, but always gauging your neck, your spine as you do this. Cool. So cross your ankles, right foot on the outside. We're doing this thing again. Right foot's on the outside, so left hand to the floor over towards the left. Right hand to the floor. When our right hand's on the floor, our foot's going to come flat. And then lift your bum, drop your bum, come back to center, and do it again. Hands to the floor, lift your bum. Hands to the floor, lift your bum. Same side all the time, because that right foot on the outside is what creates the momentum to go this way, or the ability to go this way. Nice. Change your legs. Left foot on the outside. Hands to the right. Lift your bum. Lift your bum. Lift your bum. So all this stuff about lifting your bum off the floor and how do you stand up off the floor, it's all from a really dear friend of mine, Leisha. She was around 86 or so when she died. So Leisha Golding, and one time she fell in her garden and she had to crawl till she got to a wall because she couldn't stand up anymore. I was so inspired by this. I was like, how do we teach ourselves to be able to stand back up off the floor all the time? So, hands to your heart. And just pause. Breathe into your belly. Have a sense of your glimmer. How you shine in the world. How inspiring you are for those around you. So my glimmer this morning, around 5:45 this morning, I had my big garden coat on and my garden shoes on, and I had big plastic gloves on, and I was weeding my garden with a head torch on. And so our chickens have a coop, but because they have a coop, they have no green grass anymore. So every morning at around 6 o'clock, I weed 2 buckets of weeds in my vegetable garden, and I bring them down to the chickens. So that was my glimmer. I was so joyful picking my weeds. So you can lie on the floor, all the way down, land on the floor, acknowledge your glimmers, feel the sense of possibility, and just rock your knees from side to side. And know that, like, for other people, that would not be a glimmer to weed the garden at 5:45 in the morning. And there's a part of me, not that I don't care, but I'm really embracing my quirky, excited version of the world. And that's what's really cool. So embrace what you feel is a joy for you. And then pause. So the pause is really important. Stay there, pausing. As we approach the solstice, the deep pause of the year, what kind of things are you doing at the moment that are cultivating a sense of that rest, that deepening in deep winter? What do you do in your day that is supporting rest, pause, restoration? You're coming here, amazing. Great. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. It was a delight and a pleasure to share my star salutation and the Milky Way. Nice. Ciao, ciao.